Hi there! Today we're cooking up something a little bit exotic. Tandoori spiced halibut with steamed vegetables. A delicious Indian dish that's so good you'll want to make it again and again. And the great thing about this recipe is that it's made with ingredients you probably already have in your pantry. So let's get to it. First, I'll preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Now I'm going to make the marinade that takes the fish from ordinary to extraordinary. In a mixing bowl, I'm going to add the following ingredients. 2 cups of plain low-fat Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice or lemon juice from a bottle, 1/4 cup of cold water, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, fresh or from a jar, 2 teaspoons of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and lastly, there are 2 more ingredients, but I want to share a few tips on each before I mix them into the marinade. The next marinade ingredient is fresh ginger. Now, if you've never purchased fresh ginger, it's usually found in the produce section of the supermarket. It looks like a thick, knobby root, which is actually what it is. Now, I use a spoon to scrape the peel off. It works pretty well. Okay, and then just slice off about a 1-inch chunk. And you're going to slice that into thin strips with a large chef's knife and then mince finely. Now, toss a total of 2 tablespoons of the ginger into the yogurt marinade. The last marinade ingredient is the Indian spice gram masala. It's actually a spice blend often containing black pepper, cumin, coriander, cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, and sometimes other spices. Gram masala adds delicious zip to lots of dishes, including scrambled eggs, turkey meatballs, and even air pop popcorn. But if you don't have gram masala, you could substitute with the spice cumin. Now, I'll add 2 tablespoons of gram masala to the yogurt marinade and mix everything together. Today, I have 1 pound of halibut, which is 4 fillets that are about 4 ounces each. Now, these were previously frozen, but I defrosted them in the refrigerator overnight. But if you don't have time to defrost overnight, you can place the frozen fillets in a resealable plastic bag in very cold water in the sink for about 30 minutes. If you want, double the halibut to make fish tacos for lunch the next day using the recipe for Asian coleslaw. Visit this URL for the coleslaw recipe. Now, I'm placing the fish in the marinade. And making sure the fillets are completely covered by the marinade. I'm going to marinate these fish fillets in the refrigerator for 30 to 45 minutes. But first, I'm going to wash my hands because I've been handling raw fish. Now, while the fish is marinating, I'll show you how to make a nifty veggie packet for cooking. These are one of the easiest and most foolproof ways to cook vegetables. Basically, you can throw almost any veggie in an aluminum foil pouch, and after baking, they come out moist, tender, and super flavorful without the use of any salt or fat. Okay, so let's start assembling the veggie packet. First, I'll combine the ingredients that go into the packet in a large bowl so they are easier to mix. You'll need 2 cups of yellow squash that's been thinly sliced into rounds, like this. 1 cup of fresh green beans. You can substitute no salt added canned green beans that have been drained instead. And now let's add some flavor. I'll add 1 teaspoon of fresh minced garlic, which is about 1 garlic clove. 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice or juice from a bottle. And a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. Toss everything together gently so the flavoring is distributed. Then lay out 2 sheets of aluminum foil side by side. 1 sheet should be big enough to hold all of the veggies. Spray 1 sheet of aluminum foil with cooking spray. And place the veggies on top. Place the second piece of foil over the vegetables and fold together the edges of the top and bottom to create a sealed packet around vegetables, like this. Now, place the packet on a baking sheet and bake in a 375-degree oven for 20 minutes. So my fish has been marinating for 30 minutes and my veggies are done, but I'll keep them warm in the closed foil packet. So now it's time to cook that fish. I'm going to gently wipe off the excess marinade with a paper towel, leaving only a thin coating on the fish. Discard the remaining marinade. And now I'm going to place the fish fillets in a cooking spray coated baking dish. Now into the oven, and this will bake for about 12 minutes or until it flakes apart just slightly with a fork. So our fish is done. I've laid the vegetables on this plate and laid the fish beside. Isn't that an impressive looking dinner?